What a last couple of days. I don't even know where to start. So obviously, we're going to start this video off by talking about Chris Paul to the Warriors. It's probably the biggest story right now. Draft night was pretty boring, kind of, but draft day was interesting. But, I'll make a video about that separately. I'm also going to come out with a kind of like a podcast, a weekly episode. We're actually recording it tomorrow on Saturday. It will come out like Sunday or Monday. It's going to be weekly podcast kind of thing where we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that happens, but that's besides the point. So I'm here to talk about the Chris Paul trade. A lot of stuff happened in the past few days, but this is the biggest story by far. If you guys are living under a rock or don't know, the full trade details: the Warriors receive Chris Paul. Wizards get Jordan Poole, 2030 first round pick, a 27 second round pick, and I also saw that Patrick Baldwin Jr. got thrown into that mix as well. I have a lot of thoughts. I kind of want to rant a little bit too. So basically, I understand that Jordan Poole's on a lot of money. It was like a 4-year, $140 million deal, whatever it was, and he struggled last year. I get it, 100%. You would look to trade him probably for more depth is what you're thinking. A couple players that are on kind of similar, like less deals, but add up to his amount of money. That's what you want to get, right? Role players, but they got Chris Paul instead. Now, if you're looking from a basketball standpoint, this is going to work, obviously. It's the Warriors. Chris Paul can fit into any system. He makes any team better. It's going to work. But the question is, for how long? And how long will Chris Paul stay healthy for? Because when it comes to big moments in playoff times, last lot of years, Chris Paul went down. Chris Paul went down against the Warriors when they had Kevin Durant in 2019 with the Rockets. They were up 3-2, and Chris Paul goes down. He hurt his shoulder. He dislocated his shoulder, whatever it was, and he's out for the series. Warriors win the next two and win it in 7. After that as well, when he went to Phoenix, he got hurt in the Lakers series. He played through it, but he got hurt in that series. He missed time last year, a couple years ago as well. He's missed a lot of time in the playoffs and in the season. So when it comes down to that, it's kind of like, what the heck? Like, Jordan Poole is always active. He's always playing. He's always active. He wants to hoop. And I know there was some up and downs with him and Draymond because the whole situation with the punching stuff. I get it. But you're going to trade, if you were to trade Jordan Poole, you want to trade him for a couple role players, right? Like a Miles Turner, Buddy Hield. You want to get a couple, 2 or 3 players in return that can help you role-wise. But instead, you got 37, 38-year-old Chris Paul who can't stay healthy. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And even from a basketball standpoint, like Chris Paul will fit, Jordan Poole fit better, I think. So now it's going to be CP3, Curry in the starting lineup. It's going to be like, what the heck? It's like, a little bit interesting to see how that works. I also want to talk about the Wizards' return. So Wizards get Jordan Poole. And honestly, good job on the Wizards' new front office. Whoever stepped in there, good job on them rebuilding with what you have right now. You got rid of Bradley Beal, who I think the Wizards got some new people in the front office this season or last season, so they kind of felt obligated to give Bradley Beal that big contract with the no trade clause. So shout out to them for getting rid of Bradley Beal's no trade clause, getting what you got, and then also having no first round picks this season or like at all. I think they had one this year, but they had like no assets at all to start the rebuild with. They're starting it off with Jordan Poole, Tyus Jones. They're starting it off really kind of nicely, honestly. They got a lot of future picks, future assets, first, seconds. They got a lot to look forward to right now for the future. So really good way on the Wizards' part to start that rebuild. I really do think that this is going to be a good start for them. I think that Jordan Poole will average like 25 next year. He'll have a great season. So I'm very excited to see how Jordan Poole fits into that culture, see as the main guy what he can do, because we all know he can score the ball. He was a big reason why they won the championship anyways a couple years ago. So I'm very, very excited to see how Jordan Poole steps into that first guy role. I also want to see if the Wizards will flip Tyus Jones, anybody else. I imagine they're going full tanking. They're going to go full tank. Jordan Poole's going to get his money. He's going to hoop. And then eventually in a few years, I think they're going to start getting better. But also, I think that, so there's also more reports that the Warriors are going to try to flip Chris Paul for more depth. And if that's the case, I wanted to say this real quick. So I also think that the Warriors kind of hit up other teams and were like, hey, for these 2 or 3 players, we'll give you Jordan Poole. Right? I think that's what they're kind of saying. And then I think those teams were kind of in return like, we want a veteran point guard. We want this, a veteran point guard that can help us, right? So I think if they are going to flip CP3, I think they already heard that they want a veteran point guard. So they're like, okay, what if we give you like a Chris Paul? They're like, if you get Chris Paul, like, yeah, we'll take him. So if the Warriors are going to flip him, I think they already kind of know that the team will get him, and they will give Chris Paul to a team for, you know, a lot more depth, whatever that case may be. But if they keep him, I think this team can be good. It kind of sucks that they give up their 2 young players in Jordan Poole and Patrick Baldwin Jr., two good young guys. So Mike Dunleavy Jr. is saying that he wants to contend. They want to keep winning. This is a winning move. Also, what are they going to do with Draymond? I think this move kind of makes Draymond be like, okay, I'm coming back for sure. We got CP3. We got, you know, I'm super hyped to play with CP3, a great basketball mind, one of the best, most high IQ players of all time. I'm ready to play with him. So I think Draymond's also like very excited, like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'll play with Chris. Yeah. And I think he'll resign. Question is how much? How much they can go into the tax? That's all questions you got to ask here. Also, are you going to keep Klay Thompson? He's up for a big extension too soon. He's probably going to want a lot of money for not producing last year, really. So it's a big disaster right now that Bob Myers left in the Warriors front office. I think they have a lot to do, a lot of tables to turn right now still if they want to contend on that high level. Not sure if maybe they'll keep Chris for this year. If he doesn't work out, they'll flip him, but who knows what's going to happen. I think that they're going to also make other moves. Free agency hasn't even started yet. It starts in like 7 or 8 days, so I'm super excited to see what happens there. And yeah, that's all I want to talk about today, guys. So Chris Paul to the Warriors. Let me know how you guys feel about it down below in the comments. W, L, or N. N is neutral. Just how you feel about it. I think as of right now, it could be a short-term W, long-term L is what I'm going with, because they're giving up a lot of their young talent, a couple of their young talent, for an old veteran guy that's only going to be in the league for another year or so. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Like I said, I'm starting a new podcast weekly. Episode 1 coming out Sunday or Monday, whenever that is, because we're recording tomorrow. I got a lot to talk about there, draft stuff, all that. I will also be making videos still, so stay tuned for all that, guys. And yeah, guys, hope you guys have a great day and enjoy basketball.
No one's innocent, but the feeling's imminent. I don't fuck a hoe, cause I love her when it's intimate. And she in and out the boards like a double-double. I'm a freaky motherfucker level with a little stubble. Hey, you look good, know you really bout it. Tell me, girl, how you really feel about it, yeah.